After Rockslide flinching our way through our good friend Abomination, your L.E.A.F agents once again take the top of the standings in the Champions division of Battle.Hub Draft League Season 8. As we head into the second half of the season, our push for playoffs is not going to be any easier as we take on VGC veteran Rickstar, coach of the EOS Control Esports. As always, I'll show you guys a quick overview of the matchup, and the battle itself will follow. If you guys are excited for another intense Draft League match, do be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here. And with that being said, let's get right into it. To give you guys a quick recap, our team this season consists of GARCHOMP, Sneasler, Mega Aerodactyl, Milotic, Gardevoir, Scizor, Mega Gyarados, Heliolisk, Mega Chandelure, and Meganium. While this week, our opponent's roster consists of Mega Floette, Goldengo, Incineroar, Rotom Wash, Mega Scrafty, Vileplume, Bastiodon, Ditto, Torkoal, and Fortress. With that being said, let's get right into the games, and I hope you guys enjoy the battles. What's going on, everyone? My name is Scorpion and welcome to week 5 of the Champions Division in Battle.Hub Draft League Season 8. Today we take on Rickstar, as I said in the intro, coach of the EOS Control Esports, and I'm gonna address the elephant in the room right away. We are post-coming it today as I had to play this game at 1 AM of my local time due to some scheduling issues. And I also don't exactly live alone, and I wasn't about to keep the other functioning adults out of their sleep in my house with my silly Pokemon battle. So I'm just gonna walk you guys through the set that we played play by play and explain my thought process. So, we're here in team preview. As far as what my opponent brought, there's literally no surprises. This is the exact 6 that I expected to show up. Was a little bit surprised not to see Rotom Wash, but at the same time, the Torkoal Vileplume combo was something I was expecting. And then outside of that, I wasn't really expecting there to be actually like room for Rotom Wash. So these still make a lot of sense. And the cool thing as well is that I actually had a bit more time to prep this week. The past couple of weeks that we played, my prep was quite scuffed. I had to rush it quite a bit. We did some early week battles. But this week I was actually very happy with the team that I bought. I thought I had a pretty good game plan. We're kind of going all in on Mega Chandelure this week. I thought Mega Chandelure had an incredible matchup this week outside of the 2 Intimidate Dark type users that you see on the other team. But we've got the rest of the team is very, very well equipped to handle those. So, we're about to head into game 1 here, and yeah, let's see how this goes. So, I'm going to go ahead and leave with my standard game plan here with the Sneasler and the Chandelure. Which the team is built around, as they're going to head and lead with Goldengo and Incineroar. We're going to see the Incineroar with Intimidate this week, which is good to know. We're going to pop our White Herb immediately, which is of course prepared for the Intimidate. And now this is exactly what I wanted. I'm going to go for a fast Fake Out into the Incineroar. And now I'm here contemplating, I really want to go for a Calm out on Mega Chandelure, but at the same time, I really want to scout for this Goldengo potentially being Scarf. I did potentially think Scarf Goldengo into me was a possibility. And if that's the case, I'd much rather just go for a KO on it. I was just checking to see if there's a good resistance for it in the back. There's not really. Scrafty could switch in, but that's risky. So turn around, I decided to go for the Fake Out. They actually predict that, of course. I have the faster Fake Out in this matchup, so you can switch into Vileplume instead of the Incineroar, which is a great play, keeping it in the back. As Chandelure is going to Mega Evolve, and we're just going to try and go for a Shadow Ball into Goldengo. Now, unfortunately, turn 1, spoiler alert, something unfortunate is about to happen. We're going to go Mega Evolve, and we're going to Fake Out into the Vileplume. Not going to do much, obviously, but we do get some valuable chip. And Goldengo does reveal itself to be Scarf. Mega Chandelure is faster than Goldengo, and I am max speed timid, and we go down to a crit. Now, this is important because I actually EV'd myself to be able to live a Scarf Goldengo Shadow Ball 70% of the time. So that crit was a very unfortunate one because not only did it deny me an important KO on Goldengo, but it also hid potential information, because if that killed and it wasn't a crit, then that would have revealed it would be modest, right? So, but unfortunate. So we do lose our key piece, unfortunately, turn 1, but the rest of the team is still hopefully capable of handling the rest. Now, Vileplume comes in, and because of this, we also kind of know that the Torkoal is most likely in the back, so all 4 Pokemon are effectively revealed at this point, and Goldengo has also revealed itself to be Scarf, so we do have the information advantage here. Gonna opt to go for a Poison Jab into the Vileplume, expecting it to maybe want to go for Sleep Powder. And I was expecting Torkoal to switch here, but Incineroar switches in instead, which is a great play from them. However, we have a secret tech on deck, which is that we're actually special Life Orb Garchomp this week for this exact reason. We're going to go for a Poison Jab. It still gets into a kill on Vileplume because we are actually Adamant Nature this week. And we're going to go for an Earth Power, which nearly kills Incineroar. That tells me it's physically defensive. It nearly takes it out from full, but unfortunately just hangs on. And also doesn't reveal Citrus Berry, very interestingly enough. Vileplume does get to move last because it's obviously very slow without the Chlorophyll boost, and it goes for a Sleep Powder and unfortunately connects on Garchomp. However, Garchomp is still not in the worst position here because neither Vileplume nor Incineroar can really put big damage on it. I'm going to choose to protect my Sneasler here because I don't want that to go to sleep, and I also, because I know that neither of these monsters can threaten me too much, I'm going to protect here just to burn off turn of sleep on Garchomp so they can hopefully attack at the same time. Torkoal, as expected, does come in here and sets us down, which means Vileplume would now be the fastest Pokemon on the board. Of course, we did trigger the White Herb, but I'm not Unburdened this week. I am Poison Touch still, so we are not Unburdened boosted, so Vileplume will still outspeed us. I really wanted to use Poison Touch to get some crucial poisons on the Floette, which is why that's the case. So we have burned one turn of sleep on Garchomp, now we have a 30% chance to wake up already. And because this is the 4 Pokemon that we revealed, there's no Floette here, so Milotic is actually in an exceptionally position here already. We just need to figure out how we can set up an endgame for it. So I'm going to choose to switch in Milotic right now because I don't want Sneasel to go to sleep yet. I'm going to go for an Earth Power into the Torkoal, hopefully attempting to wake up. But again, unless they double up into Garchomp, they actually can't do much damage to me here either. And we also have a nice little tech against Vileplume with Milotic as well. So they're going to go for the Sleep Powder. We are specially defensive this week, so we should easily be able to take even a Leaf Storm. And very, very luckily for us, Garchomp does actually get the first turn wake and is going to go for an Earth Power. And this is why Special Garchomp is such a big deal here, because it just gets to Oko on the Torkoal, which is absolutely amazing. So Torkoal goes down, and if we stall out the stun, that's going to be gone, and Vileplume will be slowed down again. So incredible work from Garchomp already. Golden Go does get switched back in here, but again, Milotic already, even though it's asleep, is in an incredible position because neither of these 2 Pokemon really threaten too much damage on it. I'm going to go for the Miracle, but we do still have to burn that guaranteed turn of sleep. And I just want to stall out one turn of Sun on Garchomp and not have it be put to sleep as well. This also guards it against a potential double up, because again, I don't think Golden Go can really touch Milotic too much because we are specially defensive. And it does reveal Steel Beam as well, which would have done a lot of damage to Garchomp, so excellent protect there for me, if I'm allowed to say so. But that's something I didn't actually know. Steel Beam still gives you recoil if you attack into a protect. So that was an incredible turn for us. We burned the guaranteed turn of sleep on Milotic for free, and Golden Go does half damage to itself while Garchomp still isn't asleep. So there's 2 turns of Sun here left. And now we just need to figure out how we can potentially, put this endgame together without throwing. Obviously, Incineroar is in the back, it's very low, and it gets outsped by all of our Pokemon in the back, so that Pokemon is not really an issue. It's mainly about managing the Vileplume and not taking too much damage from Golden Go, as it's going to take itself out with Steel Beam on the next turn. I'm going to go for a Scald here into the Golden Go, just trying to get some chip off on it, really. As I actually decided to go into the Vileplume instead, because I know I can threaten the Golden Go with Garchomp more easily. I'm going to switch in Sneasler, because Garchomp is a more important piece for me than Sneasler at this point of the game. So I'm going to switch in Incineroar, which is actually going to give me a competitive boost as well. I was honestly half thinking that they might run Blaze Incineroar against me, just because of Milotic, but at the same time, I understand wanting to back yourself in according to the deal with Milotic, because Intimidate is very valuable against the rest of my team, right? But not this week, because we have a lot of text for it. So they're going to go for a Leaf Storm. It does reveal itself to not be Life Orb, which is great, because that means that I can actually hang on. If that was Life Orb boosted, there's a very, very real chance that we die to it, but luckily it is not. And we're going to go Eater Citrus Berry, which puts us back up to full health. As Milotic does, in fact, also wake up this turn and gets a +2 Scald off on Vileplume. With the Sun, it's not going to be enough to KO, unfortunately. But unfortunately for us, we do grab the burn, so that's actually big. It means this Pokemon's going to go down within a few turns. So it takes a little bit of burn chip, and now we have Fake Out Pressure once again. We managed to get Sneasler in safely, and there's also only one more turn of Sun left. So, do you know what? Deciding that all of his Pokemon are going to be slower than mine, I actually decided to just try to double protect on my Milotic and Sneasler here, because it guarantees that I will no longer have to deal with any Sleep Powder shenanigans. I didn't want to risk faking out the wrong mon and then having one of my Pokemon get slept, right? Like, if I fake out Incineroar and then Vileplume goes for Sleep Powder, that would be disastrous. Or if they go for Fake Out into a Protect on Vileplume, and then Incineroar Flare Blitzes me, that could also potentially be annoying. I still don't think it would have cost us the game, but I feel like this is still the safest play we could possibly make. Vileplume is 1 turn away, or 2 turns away from perishing from the burn. And again, there's no Torkoal in the back, so we can just safely Scald into the Incineroar, Poison Jab the Vileplume, and again, both of our Pokemon should be faster. Vileplume is extremely slow without Torkoal support. So the fact that Garchomp was able to get a turn 1 wake was absolutely humongous. So we're going to Poison Jab into the Vileplume, take it out. And Milotic is also faster than Incineroar naturally, so we're going to Scald that thing as well, take it out, and that only leaves the final Pokemon in the back left over, which I already forgot what it was. Of course, it's a Golden Go, but at that moment it's going to have a difficulty choosing what to lock into, because it can't lock into Steel Beam, because that's going to KO itself. So we're just going to go ahead and go for the Scald, and I decided to switch in my Garchomp just to basically make this endgame process a little bit smoother. So we're going to switch in Garchomp here, but Golden Go decided to just end the game itself and goes for a Steel Beam, which, because it has already used it once, it's going to go down. Nice little animation, actually. I really like the animation for Steel Beam in this game. Doesn't do much damage, puts Milotic down to 66 HP, and Golden Go is going to go down to the Steel Beam, so it doesn't want to reveal another move. So we're going to take Game 1 very, very convincingly here. A nice 3-0 victory. And honestly, this already gave me a lot of confidence in my game plan for the next game. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into game 2. Alright, and here is game 2. Now, again, because of what happened in the first game, and especially because of the fact that Golden Go crit Chandelure, I decided to run it back with the exact same game plan and just see how he wanted to adapt. I was absolutely fine with him adapting here. So I decided to just run my game plan back and keep either Gardevoir or Aerodactyl in the back if I had to adjust for a game 3. We're going to see Golden Go lead, and this time we're going to see Scrafty lead as well. So they're switching it up a little bit, but it's still relatively the same game plan for us. We can still do the exact same thing. With faking out into them and going for an attack on Chandelure. So we're going to trigger our White Herb once again. However, Scrafty, this is of course Mega Scrafty, so it can Mega Evolve and trigger Intimidate once again, which is obviously very powerful into my team. Going to opt to Poison Jab it, and we're going to go for a Heat Wave this time because I really want to get that damage off on Scrafty. And this is where the crit from turn 1 was absolutely humongous in the last game. We're going to go ahead and Mega Evolve our Chandelure this time. Scrafty, of course, can only guard itself from this fake out if it protects, which it decides, well, not to, spoiler alert. They're going to go ahead and Mega Evolve as well, so they're going to get their second Intimidate off, which will put Sneasler at -1 despite the White Herb. Obviously, that's the big selling point of Mega Scrafty, right? Very, very strong mon. So in comes the second Intimidate. Luckily, Chandelure doesn't care about that. We're going to go ahead and fake out into the Scrafty here, and we do actually get the Poison Touch, which is what I really wanted to run this week, because that's an absolutely humongous poison on a bulky Pokemon. Golden Go is going to go for a Shadow Ball here, and like I've been hinting towards, we did EV ourselves to lift that this week, unless they were modest, so we do manage to hang on, and Chandelure goes for a powerful Heat Wave. We double connect on both, do half damage to Scrafty, and one-shot Golden Go. Absolutely phenomenal work by Mega Chandelure there. Again, would have liked to do a little bit more, but we get the flinch on Scrafty, and with the Poison and Heat Wave chip, that's already down to 41%, so that's basically a non-threat. Absolutely perfect here. Vileplume's going to come in, which once again screams that there is a Torkoal in the back, and I absolutely predicted what they would do here. The switch into Torkoal and then attack Chandelure while it's really low is extremely obvious. So I kind of just decided to punish that as best as I can. I decided to go for a Heat Wave in case they missed. Obviously, they can miss. They haven't revealed any other move yet. They could miss Sleep Powder or Leaf Storm, so I decided to just go for a Heat Wave on Chandelure, as they do indeed withdraw their Scrafty and switch the Torkoal back in. So by close combat into it, we still weaken Eruption, which is mainly what I wanted to go for here. And we also obviously have a chance of getting a Poison Dodge. They do go for Sleep Powder. They don't miss, of course, because that's the unrevealed move that they've gone for, or haven't gone for yet. That is 100% accurate. They're going to take out Mega Chandelure, unfortunately, but not before Mega Chandelure absolutely pulled its weight this game, right? So that was absolutely phenomenal. At -1, of course, the close combat's not going to do as much, but still does a good chunk to Torkoal to the point where it weakens Eruption greatly. And that now also, that obviously also gave us a potential chance to poison it. Didn't get the Poison Touch that time, but still very, very key chip damage. We haven't seen the fourth Pokemon in the back yet, but we can very safely assume that it's probably going to be the... Actually, we have seen all 4 Pokemon. Never mind, I'm chatting shit. Don't mind me. I decided to switch into her, honestly, because both Milotic and Garchomp are actually in a really strong position here. And I decided to switch in Garchomp, and I really wanted Garchomp and Milotic to be on the field here at the same time, because Sneasler doesn't do as much against a physically defensive Torkoal and a Vileplume here. So I decided to switch in Milotic just to get it in, hopefully for free, as Garchomp is more than likely the target of choice here, as they do indeed go for the Sleep Powder, acknowledging that Garchomp is a much bigger threat, especially to Torkoal, and they do go for the Sleep Powder plus Eruption. So another great protect from our side this turn, and just, I wanted you to pay attention to how little damage this does to Milotic. We are specially defensive this week. That is a Sun boosted, likely Charcoal boosted Eruption, and it didn't even do like 25%. So that's an incredible turn for us. And now we have 2 amazing counters into position against the Torkoal Vileplume. So we're going for a Scald into the Torkoal. I was actually considering going for a Mirror Coat as well, because I was kind of feeling that they might just rip the Leaf Storm. So I decided to go for a Mirror Coat here into Milotic, also potentially scouting for a Solar Beam on Torkoal if they want to go for like after you Solar Beam. And I decided to just go for an Earth Power into Torkoal because then it guaranteed KOs. Torkoal does decide to go for Protect here. Great Protect for my opponent, as they obviously want to get use this opportunity to get a Sleep Powder off, which they do, and they do successfully land. Spoiler alert, every single Sleep Powder in this set successfully lands, which is tough. But we are going to be able to get the guaranteed turn of Slurp immediately because they did outspeed us. Mirror Coat is unfortunately going to fail, but at the same time I don't really see much else we could have done there because, again, the Torkoal protected, so Scald would have done very negligible damage anyway. We're going to protect Milotic here just to guard against a potential Leaf Storm or Sleep Powder the next turn, because they might likely want to neutralize both of our Pokemon with Sleep, as they do indeed do that. And we're going to see if Garchomp gets the first turn wake here, which it does again. So Garchomp is not here to mess around. It wakes up immediately. It's not here to sleep on the job. And it takes out Torkoal in the exact same fashion that it did in week 1. So I'm so happy with Garchomp's performance. Special Garchomp really coming in clutch. And despite the fact that they're landing all the Sleep Powders, the fact that we only have to deal with that 1 turn of sleep is absolutely humongous for us. So already sitting in an absolutely incredible position. Mega Scrafty's going to come in, and this is where I'm really, really happy with all the prep that I did, because that Intimidate literally arguably helps us, right? It gives Milotic a +2 special attack boost, and GARCHOMP doesn't care whatsoever, because there's no Floette, we don't need to use our Poison Jab tech, and we can just KO either these Pokemon or try to with Earth Power. Now, even though we did get a competitive boost, I decided to keep my Milotic in the back a little bit, because I wanted to bait out a Leaf Storm from their end and get it down to -2 special attack, because that way we knew we could. That way I knew for sure that I could never lose the Mega Scrafty no matter what, because we have Alluring Voice on deck as well. Not really a necessary play, honestly, but I just wanted to play it safe. So we're going to go ahead and switch in. I didn't bother protecting on GARCHOMP this turn because I wanted to get the Rough Skin chip. If they did fake out, and if they didn't fake out, then I was also fine with just getting an Earth Power off before they could kill me, right? Even if they, for example, Sleep Powder and Ice Punch into GARCHOMP, we're still absolutely fine because we get Milotic in for free as well. We have Fake Out Pressure with Sneasel the next turn, and we can just finish off the game. Torkoal is dead, so Vileplume is going to go ahead and lose its Speed Boost. And even though Sneasler is asleep at this point, we can just Earth Power the Scrafty. There's absolutely nothing they can do. The best thing that for them to do would be to go for a Protect on Scrafty and then Sleep Powder the Vileplume, which is why I went for my own Protect here, as I wanted to scout for the Scrafty potentially having Protect, because that thing could be like their only real out here. So we're going to go Protect. We do indeed see the Sleep Powder coming out, although they didn't Protect on Scrafty, so that's a bit peculiar. Maybe they don't have it, but they do reveal Drain Punch. So Scrafty's going to be pretty much on death's door here. It's poisoned, it's at 4%, so it's going to go down next turn no matter what. If it attacks into GARCHOMP, even with an Ice Punch, it's going to go down to Rough Skin. So just going to go ahead and Poison Jab into Vileplume. And we're going to Earth Power to finish off the Scrafty. Again, if they pull the same turn that I was expecting, or the same play I was expecting last turn, I'm honestly okay with that. Sneasel stays asleep for a little bit more, unfortunately, but the Earth Power is going to go ahead and finish Mega Scrafty off. And then Vileplume is pretty much hopeless here alone by itself. So I'm going to take a little bit of Life Orb Recoil. And Vileplume decides to go for another Sleep Powder here. It's really just desperately trying to hold on and trying to use the Clutches of Sleep to finish this game off for it. But at this point, there's not much hope. We're going to go for a Poison Jab here, and we can just keep on mercilessly doubling up. We decide to go for a Draco Meteor just because the game is almost over. Sneasel wakes up here guaranteed because it's already burned 2 turns of sleep. Poison Jab comes off, it's down to 42. We are a bit more powerful this week because we are adamant, actually, like I said before. GARCHOMP going to burn that turn of sleep, and Vileplume goes for the Leaf Storm. To my surprise, that actually KOs GARCHOMP. I think that was a bit of a high roll on their end, unless they're modest. But even then, I'm not sure that's guaranteed to KO. So GARCHOMP does go down. Vileplume really out here fighting for its life, but it's unfortunately because of the fact that it no longer has the speed boost and has to face 2 Pokemon at the same time. Even with Milotic barely being able to touch this thing, this game is pretty much over. So gonna go for another Poison Jab, give Sneasler the honor of getting the last KO, and might as well just click Scald here, as we're gonna go for that Poison Jab, and that finishes off Vileplume, and that is game, set, and match. I was a bit surprised not to see the Mega Floette during this set whatsoever, but we're going to take that game. So yeah, very, very happy with that one. So yeah, that set pretty much honestly played out exactly as I was hoping for. A lot of our techs really paid off. The extra prep time, I think, really helped us this week. And honestly, I also thought we had a pretty good matchup here. And I think that really helps, honestly, because the thing is, I actually know that Rickstar, our opponent this week, is probably the most experienced VGC player in our league this season. Like, they have the... they don't have as much draft experience. I'm pretty sure this is their first ever draft league, which might have been what helped me in this one. You know, draft player versus VGC player, who comes out on top. Like, that definitely made me still respect him very much as an opponent, right? So I do believe he uploaded this game on his channel as well, so be sure to check him out. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and here's a little bonus game. Alright, and with that we are going to switch back to live commentary, and I'm just going to include a sort of fake Game 3 to increase the length of the video and hide the fact that this set was over in 2 games. This is something that I got inspired by my good friend Abomination, who also sort of does a similar thing. But yeah, this is actually going to be a little just kind of teaser for my next rank showcase. This is the next team I'm going to feature on the channel, and again, just going to be featuring this as a little Game 3 here. So if you guys were just here for the Draft League match, do feel free to click off the video, and I'll see you guys next week. But yeah, we're just going to have this little extra bonus game right here, I guess. So, looks like we got a Swampert Rain team. We're using the Mega Blastoise, Mega Delphox dual setup team here. They've got double Ghost Types. This is definitely a Blastoise game because, well, it's Rain mode. Congratulations. I think I want to lead off either with Incineroar or Sneasler. I think I like Sneasler here. Definitely Blastoise obviously next to it. They also have limited Dark Switches, to be honest. I think we're going to go King Gambit. And I think we're going to go Sinister in the back as well. Sinister looks really, really good here against their Rain of users. And then hopefully Blastoise can deal with the Scizor, etc. So we're going to go ahead with this. Again, just going to do one quick ladder game. I recently made it to Master Ball tier, so we're going to see if we can climb up the ladder a little bit. All the season's ongoing. And yeah, see what we can do. We're currently in a 4-win streak. Not even sure how I did that, but hey, let's do it. Sinister Golden Go. Alright. Fake out pressure is useless here, unfortunately. Wow. That's a bit unfortunate, actually. Incineroar would have been a lot better here, because then I could have gone for like the helping hand fake out. I'll tell you what I'm going to do instead. I'm actually going to double up into the Sinistcha. I could also Water Spout, actually, because I think Mega Blastoise can be faster than both of these mons. Just to get some really good damage off. Yeah, you know, I'm just going to Poison Jab. And we're just going to Mega Evolve, we're just going to Water Spout. If the Golden Go is Choice Scarf, then obviously Water Spout will be a lot weaker if they target that first. If they Rage Powder, it doesn't matter, because we targeted the Sinistcha with both slots anyway. Obviously Water Spout being a spread move here. So we're just going to Poison Jab. Here we go. Looks like Golden Go is not Choice Scarf, which is ideal. No Poison, sadly. Big Water Spout coming here. Full base power. Does that KO Golden Go from full? Not quite, but we do some amazing damage. Let's see what they want to respond with in return. They go for Nasty Plot on Goldengo. Not sure if that's the play, honestly. And then Sinistcha presumably just goes for Matcha Gacha. No, Trick Room. Oh, okay. Okay, great play from them. We can reverse that with our own Sinistcha. But we are going to need to get rid of Goldengo first for that. I think I'm going to... Could see Goldengo go for Make It Rain. We are focused on Sneasler at least, which is nice. I think I'm going to... just Poison Jab into Sinistcha again. And protect one turn on Blastoise. I think that's going to be the play here. And then hopefully we can get King Gambit in next turn. Because King Gambit is really good against both of these mons here. So let's protect Blastoise for a turn. See if they go for Make It Rain or if they go for Shadow Ball. They go for Matcha Gacha first, which makes sense. Means if they go for Make It Rain, we will not be able to live. But that's okay. Because at least this way we deny some big healing on that. So with the Poison last turn would have been really nice, because now I'm not sure if Poison Jab KOs, and they go for Shadow Ball into Sneasler. Wow, great play. Okay. That's going to KO Sneasler here. Doesn't mean we get King Gambit in, though, which is great. I'm not sure if this Golden Go... It's Life Orb, okay. I'm not sure if this Golden Go can really touch King Gambit. So let's go for that for sure. Could have also gone Sinistcha, maybe gone, like, Rage Powder, Water Spout, but then again, at the same time, it's like the... Sinistcha doesn't care about that, right? Let's see, I think Kowtow into Sinistcha is going to be the play here, and then a Dark Pulse into Golden Go looks fine. I'm not sure if this Golden Go is like built to be for Trick Room, if it like underspeeds my King Gambit. I mean, I highly doubt it. But I think this way, because King Gambit will move first, we'll be able to get the Kowtow off. It should KO Sinistcha. Golden Go protects, it's fine. Now, is Sinistcha faster than my King Gambit on the Trick Room? It is not. Okay, cool. So we get Kowtow off on that. Awesome, that KOs. So Sinistcha goes down. The redirection support. The Trick Room user's gone. Now it makes me wonder if they have a potential rain mode in the back. Let's see who comes out. It is going to be Politoed. Okay, so we can presume that the last Pokemon is probably Mega Swampert, which is perfectly fine with me. I'm going to go ahead and Sucker Punch Goldengo, I think. And then we're going to go ahead and... I think Water Spout should be the play here, right? Yeah, I think Water Spout's fine. I don't think Politoed can really hurt Blastoise too much. And this is going to get some really good damage off on it in return. We can then protect next turn to get the last turn of Trick Room out of here. There we go. Sucker Punch the Goldengo. See you later. That means that this Water Spout is now going to be single target, which is always amazing. Great stuff. Politoed goes for a Weather Ball into King Gambit. Ideal. That means Blastoise is still at full health. Does about half. Less than half, actually. Nice single target. Full power Water Spout in the rain. Damn, that nearly KOs Politoed from full. That's crazy. And now if they do have... Oh, it's a crit, that's why. I was going to say, Politoed's usually bulkier than that, right? And they're leftovers, okay. Now, if Mega Swampert is in the back, we can actually use this turn of Trick Room against them, really, here. Yep, and that's probably why they just forfeited, because King Gambit Blastoise is too strong to deal with them. Alright, well, nice little bonus game there to... a nice little teaser to including the Draft League match. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and we'll see you guys back in week 6 for the next video of the Draft League, and also later this week with a showcase of the video that you just saw. So, thanks you guys for watching. Peace out.